Well, good morning. How are you all today? And welcome to Integrative Preparedness. Sorry, I'm still getting over this crud. I will try not to clear my throat or cough any more than I absolutely have to. What's going on? There is a quiet that has settled over the country, and many people feel a sense of foreboding. Why the quiet? What's coming? That's what I'm going to talk about. First off, I want to wish all the veterans out there a happy, I don't know if happy is the right way to put it, Veterans Day. Just to understand that we recognize your service. Uh, the veterans gave up a lot of their lives. They left their homes. They went off to do things and visit places that many people don't want to. And we all owe you our thanks and a debt of gratitude for keeping our country safe. And I know many of you served under administrations that you didn't really want to. Yeah, and I can imagine how that might have felt. I served under people I didn't want to in law enforcement. But anyway, recognizing our veterans today. And hopefully, with the election here, the U.S. military will be again strengthened and rebuilt and used properly for the defense of our nation, as opposed to what it's been used for. So, as I glance through a lot of other channels, I see that there is great concern about this quiet that seems to have settled over our country after the after the election, and many people feel that it is. I'm sucking on a cough drop. Sorry if that's if you're wondering. Many people feel that this is a sign of some bad things to come. Interesting. I'm going to give you my view on that. Now, I know, and if you're new to the channel here, I want to tell you that this channel, Integrative Preparedness, is for people who like to deal in reality. Okay, reality. What really is, not fantasies, not doomer and gloomer, not fear porn, not this and that and the other thing. We don't cater to people who need to feel afraid every day, who as a result of their unhappiness with their situation, they want to think about something that gives them a titillating excitement about end of the world and things like that. No, there's plenty real things to be concerned about, guys. Plenty real things to be concerned about. You don't have to make stuff up, but too many in the preparedness world do. So I know. So that's what our channel is here about, and I know that I'm out of step with many, if not most, of the preparedness channels out there, or should I say that many of them. I won't say most. I'm sure there are some good channels out there. I don't watch a lot of channels. I kind of bounce back and forth and see what people are talking about. But I would say that many of them out there are out of touch with reality. And I want to bring everybody back here. And I'm going to tell you what happened. Why this quiet? The quiet that you're seeing right now, that so many people are trying to make you afraid of, as if they're planning horrible things. The quiet is the result of a resounding defeat of the left. Yeah, that's right. Guess what happened? On election day and leading up to that, the American people finally got up off of their butts and voted. The great power that the American people have, that was instituted by our founders, and that is the vote. Enough Americans went out and voted and handed the Democrats a defeat that was beyond their ability to argue with. And that right there It's going to cause a lot of people to go, "Oh no, they didn't." It's just these are the ones that say, "Oh, Trump's just the other wing of the same bird" and all that. These are people who don't understand. They don't know about it. Now, let me explain this too. A lot of people, and I'm not saying these things. I want you to understand this. I'm not saying these things to put other people down. I'm saying what I say in order to give context. Okay. Now, a lot of the people out there that are talking about preparedness, even a lot of channels, are fairly new to preparedness. I'll be honest with you. And by new, I mean 10 to 20 years. Okay. And some even much shorter than that. I'm not new to this stuff. I'm not new to politics. I'm not new to preparedness. Been at both of them for 50 years and paying attention. I have an historical context through which to view these things. And what we saw is a spanking that shut up the crying child, or the whining child, should I say. Uh, they are depressed. They are, and if you hear people argue with this, don't listen to them. What I'm saying, believe me, don't doubt this. They are depressed. They are shocked. They can't believe this happened. Simply listen to the leaders of their party. Everybody from Carville to whoever you want to listen to, all of the shows, MSNBC, CNN, whoever, they can't believe this happened. See, because they live in a world, in an echo chamber where everybody thinks like they do. I'm going to read you a couple of things, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do about this, and we're going to bring this back to preparedness. But you have to understand this. No, this is not them being sneaky. This is not them, planning, something's going to happen bad now. No, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And your understanding of that is going to help you prepare more than anything else. Let me put you on pause for half a second, and I'm going to bring up an article to read to you, just a few sentences, so it's going to tell you all about it. Okay, flipping through Breitbart today, and I came upon this. It's what was it? I'll read you the headline here. Rob Reiner and Michael Moore mocked hard for radio silence days after boldly declaring Trump couldn't beat Kamala. So Reiner posted on his X site, "A woman gave birth to each and every one of us. Tomorrow a woman will give birth to a renewal of our democracy." Kamala Harris will be the 47th president of the United States, he later added. Filmmaker Michael Moore leaned even harder into his fervor by penning a whole op-ed on his Substack, in which he said that a whole tsunami of women would defeat Donald Trump. He says, "It's a tsunami. We arranged it. Don't ever mess with us again. We, the commies," see, they admit this stuff. "We, the commies, the gays, the Jews, all those complaining women, plus Al Roker, Taylor Swift, Colin Kaepernick, Lizzo, Stephen Colbert, and 27 others. We are the cabal who controls the weather, and we're not sorry we've wrecked your day." You see, they were so confident in their victory that they couldn't believe what happened. So what you're seeing here is simply the shock and depression of people who didn't think, who are faced with a reality they never could have imagined. And like I say, this was because enough Americans got up and voted. Here again, I'm going to say, do you know those people? You read their comments in the comment sections. You might know some that tell you that voting doesn't matter and blah, blah, blah. Voting matters. Voting is what makes this happen. The other side wins when they turn out to vote. We win when we turn out to vote. But the ones who want to complain about it are the ones who are trying to hold you back. The ones who are trying to make you fearful of something's coming. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. So here's what I want you to understand here, and how I would suggest you think about your preparedness from this point forward. And hey, did you hear Trump has already said, well, he hasn't appointed it necessarily. The borders are, because he can't do that until he gets into office. But he's brought in the former director of ICE, a real hardcore guy, to take care of the border. He has also said that he's going to push for a national reciprocity for concealed carry. How about that for all of you naysayers out there? Not you guys. I'm talking about the guys behind you who are slinking around waiting to say, "Oh, this can't happen." All those guys who just would never vote for Trump because they didn't like his stance on bump stocks. Okay. Well, he's now put in. He says he wants to support a national concealed carry reciprocity. You see, there is so much positive going on here that there will be those who want you to fail to see it, because if you see the positives, you're not going to fall for the negatives that they're trying to sell you, and you shouldn't be feeling negative. You know, and again, I'll say this, that the reason that there's quiet is because the defeat was resounding. It wasn't close. If it had been close, they would have been all up about it, right? They would have been marching and yelling and hollering and hooting and everything. And, still, well, it wasn't even close. And that's the important thing. When I trained my fighters, I would say, you got to beat the guy so that even bad refereeing doesn't make the difference in your match. And that means you knock him out, or choke him out. And after a victory in the ring, when my guys had ended up winning and they came off the mat or out of the ring, I didn't say, "Oh, I don't know, I think something bad coming. See that guy over there whose ass you just beat? Uh, he's all quiet and everything. I think he's planning something." Hell no, he's not. He's feeling bad about getting his ass whooped. Okay, and that's what people need to realize here. Okay, so don't fall for this junk about something's coming. Of course, they're going to try something. Of course, they're going to try. They don't want to lose. These are commies. Commies have long-term plans, which is why they win, right? And we have to adopt that. We have to now push for a return to foundational American principles. But now is the time. We have the wind at our back. And what that means, preparedness-wise, is that it's going to be easier for you to prepare now, over the next 4 years, than it would have been under a Democrat administration. The economy is going to improve. Oh, I just saw one. Oh my gosh. I just saw one the other day about, they're going to crash the economy. I get a kick out of all the apparently economic experts that are out there with YouTube channels. They're not going to crash the economy. They've been crashing the economy as much as they could for the last 4 years, and then 8 years before that. Trump brought the economy back his first term, and now he's gonna bring it back again. So don't be afraid of that stuff, and don't succumb to believing all the negativity. But anyway, getting back to this. You're going to have a better time, an easier time preparing now over the next 4 years and hopefully 12 years. Okay, if Vance can continue this, and if people will continue to stand by and understand that the great awakening of this last election needs to be sustained. The economy is going to be improving. Jobs are going to grow. The ability of entrepreneurs to build business is going to grow. Stability in the world is going to grow. Already, Hamas said, "Oops, give up. We don't want to fight anymore." Europe now wants to stop the war in Ukraine. Don't be afraid of success. Don't be worried by success. I mentioned this yesterday. There's a saying in business, excuse me, that if you're not playing a big enough game, you're going to screw up the game you're playing just to give yourself something to do. So a lot of people don't have a vision that is far enough that if they're not just fighting to survive, they don't know what to do. It's kind of like teenage guys that spend all their money on their cars because they don't realize, or other things now. I don't know what they might spend their money on now. They don't realize that there are other things, greater things, better things in life to spend their money on. So they're spending all their money on their cars. You see the same thing in the poorer sections of town. They spend all their money on cars because they don't see how they don't understand how to build a future. And this is the way with too many preppers. They don't realize they are uncomfortable with positivism because it's not normal for them. It's not where they live. They are used to living with discomfort and fear. Don't let that be your world. So come out of there. Come out of the discomfort and fear and start building your life. Use your preparedness efforts to build a better life every day. Okay? So that down the road, your life, and you have to be able to imagine this. You have to be able to imagine that you can have a life that is far better than the one you have now. Whatever that means to you. It doesn't mean the same for everybody. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be pardon me. Whatever it means to you, it can be better. And that's what you should be working for. So anyway, that is why there is this quiet out there. It is not some secretive oh my, they're getting ready. Oh boy, yeah, they're going to try other things. That's the way of politics. It's the way of the world. But don't let this wet blanket of a need for negativism in a world of positivity to keep you down. Okay, get up out of that. Prepare positively. Make your life better, because now it's going to be easier to do it. Okay, just wanted to explain that to you. And I hope that you will. By the way, I meant to mention, well, I'll leave that for another time. I do want to welcome all the new people on Patreon. Great to have you. If you're not with us on our Patreon channel, it's right down below. The link is down below. Just come join us. We'd love to have you. It's a great place to be. But get out there and have a good day. Things are looking good. Go out there and say, how can I make my life better? Because we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And it's up to you. Up to you to follow whichever path you want to go. The path of worry and negativity, or the path of hope and positivism, and getting her done. All right? You all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.